Anyway, weather is fake, and I am not suicidal.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to the Croak Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cardia.
I am Des Moines.
Des Moines, Idaho?
I think it's Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa? Mm-hmm. Nice. And this here is Frank looking dapper. He is wearing the jacket that I wore to the wedding.
It's good to wear things more than once, or you get accused of
fast fashion,
or just being wasteful.
Yeah.
You know, like Kate, Princess Catherine, Lady Catherine. No, she is the Duchess Catherine. She's not a princess, but she will be queen. She wears her outfits more than once. So you'll see people like she wore this in 2014, 2018, because, you know, it's kind of distasteful to just wear something once.
Yeah. Well, it was my outfit. I looked really good, by the way.
Everyone said you did. You had it on Croak Crow.
Yeah.
And people really liked that look. And I really do think that you should start making your appearances. Fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what?
TD Jakes.
Maybe I should thank you for this. I have really great genetics.
Okay.
No, I don't mean to be egotistical, but in the sense of, I think I'm very proportionate. And like, just like my length and my size. Because, you know, the big thing for, like, I talk to people that are getting ready for weddings. They're like, you don't know how it's going to look on you. I am quite lucky that I can basically wear most things, like, generally my size, off the rack.
Oh, okay.
And so for this wedding, I had, like, an image that I was going for. It was, like, this image.
Right.
And I'm like, let me just go out, and nothing was tailored. It was, like, off the rack. And that's happened before. And I need to be more grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because it is nice being a lot of people are, you know, all come in all shapes and sizes.
Right.
And your left arm might be bigger than your right.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty proportionate. I'm sort of built for off the rack. I'm like the same. When I look at a mannequin, I'm like, I think it's my brother real quick.
Blank stare. And you say this because, like I said, it's good to wear the clothes more than once or something.
Oh,
and then,
yeah. No, so I just meant in the sense of, I feel like I should do that more. Like, if I wear a lot of the same things, but there's a lot of things that I'm like, anytime I do dress up, I'm like, I should do more of the get inspiration, go for the outfit. Yeah. It's not like I feel like if I am, because besides even being proportionate, there's a sort of confidence of wearing stuff new.
True.
So if I have the confidence to see things and say, I imagine I'd look good in that, well, then why not get it and try it?
And it's not selfish.
Oh, thank you.
It's not, because people are joyful when they see somebody else looking nice. You're like, wow, look at that guy, that gal, that person. And you're providing, you know, decoration for the world.
I'm making your life more beautiful by me just being in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, maybe I'll start dressing nicer every show.
I think you should. I think it's definitely time.
It's time.
Because
I'm getting a little old. Look at me.
No, you're not getting old. You're not getting old. I meant the amount of time that you have dedicated to Croak Crow, starting this mission and this this word that you spread and these appearances. And you see, of course, you started out like one microphone, t-shirt, backwards baseball hat,
backwards t-shirt,
forward facing chair. And it's time for you now to put away your short pants and put on your long pants. That's what, in the old days, they really did measure a child's age like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The little boys, if you had on short pants, you were a certain age.
I can see the schoolboy in the short shorts.
They weren't shorts.
No, like they're short.
Shorts. Yeah, and then you felt very proud to be wearing long pants. That meant you were an older kid.
Do you know how to say suit jacket in German?
Well, they're always the same, so I'm just gonna say suit jacket.
No, Sacco, Sakko. I've accidentally bought Duolingo like 6 months ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and never used it. And I had some random language. I think it was Celtic. I'm like, why not? Accidentally bought the year subscription.
Okay.
And it cost a lot of money. But so I just put it away. And recently I'm like, you know what? Let me get some money's worth. It like expires in January. So I switched languages to German, which I know the most.
Oh, okay.
And I really need to keep doing German. I'm very good at it.
Oh, okay.
Like do you know some German or a little bit of German? No German. I'm like, some. I did the test and like I fully passed the test. And even where I'm at, I know it all. I mean, like, obviously there's conjugations and stuff that can be improved on it. And I think I should still improve on it. But like where the lesson I'm at, like when I got through it, it was like, you're doing better than 99.7% of the people at this point when I've already skipped. There is a
company I think it's called Workaway. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. You'll find out afterwards. And Avalon told me about it. And so it's like, so you can speak German somewhat. And you go work for a family there.
Oh.
And it's not. It's
like immersion.
Yeah, but it's super casual. It's very, very casual. And it's you can be very short. You can work there for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And work there. Sometimes people just want you to
run errands
or you know, they are constantly working on their house. So like if you ever hop in, you know, that would be great. And they also are happy, for the cultural exchange of like, and so your German would get stronger, and then, you know, their English would get stronger. And I'm unsure about it because I don't know if it's really just like a front for trafficking or something.
Yeah, slave labor.
Yeah. So I only know one conversation that she had with me. So you can look it up. But if you really, the only way I believe to make your German tip top is to go there.
Yes, full immersion. Mm-hmm. So, see you later, guys. I'm out of here.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, then we can get a whole German audience.
Yeah.
Talk about Gott.
If it worked for what? David Hasselhoff, it can work for us.
What did he do?
David Hasselhoff, you know he's from Baywatch.
Yeah, I thought he was from Germany.
No, he's from America.
But why did the Germans, they used to worship him?
I don't know. The French used to worship Jerry Lewis.
Oh.
You know Jerry Lewis, that slapstick comedian? Huge in France. Like that comedy was like.
But like, isn't Hasselhoff a German name?
It is. Maybe he had German roots, but he's not German. He's American.
Okay. Huh.
And I think he was famous for singing, which we never accepted him for singing.
Oh.
We accepted him for like an actor.
Yeah. And eating burgers on floors. Do we not like that?
Well, that was a bad time.
That was a dark, a stain on his beautiful German career.
Yeah.
Well, how you guys doing? It's Friday. You know what I can't stand? Weathermen. Weathermen. So I'm convinced that the weather's out to get me.
Okay.
And you know this because I don't believe in snow.
You don't believe in snow?
No.
What?
You know my conspiracy theory.
Oh, you mean it's man-made?
Yeah. Back when I was... So this is my theory, and it's true.
Okay.
We have gone way further in climate change than we even know.
Okay.
Okay? The government knows this.
Okay.
So...
As to not alarm us. But it does not snow anymore. Okay.
In our climate. Maybe in Antarctica and stuff, but in our general, you know, wherever... Go around the globe of there. So that's like Europe, North America-ish, like the top of North America.
Yeah.
It doesn't snow anymore. The government can't let you know this because people would panic.
Okay.
So what they do is they can control the weather. All right? And so they make it snow every now and again. Oh, look, it's a blizzard. But not to disrupt the economy or the government. They only do it on nights and weekends. Because every time I was back in school, it was always such a big coincidence. Because if you had snow, you'd get off in school.
Right.
But it would be like, oh, we're going to get a blizzard. It's going to come on Thursday. Oh, wait, no, Friday night. Roads are all plowed by Sunday evening. Interesting. It would happen all the time. And I would always call it out. Maybe sometimes they'll give you like a Tuesday snow. throw you off the scent.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I think because I know this information, now they also purposely screw with me. Because I work at a park.
Yeah.
I love to work. I also love to get off. Mm-hmm. Thunderstorms, we get off. Every single time it's supposed to storm, it's like 100% chance. It randomly clears up right in the wind. Like, so yesterday I was looking at the weather. I'm like, I'm going to be off work tomorrow.
Right.
It's thunderstorming, 100% guaranteed. Close your windows on your cars.
Right.
Hide your kids. And now it's just 2-7. It's fully cleared up. But if I had a brunch at a vineyard, that rain would still be there. The government knows that I'm onto them about the snow, and so they are trying to
shut you up,
shut me up. And they're like, "All right, we'll make weather very inconvenient for you, Mister. I track the weather."
And so you're answering that by talking about them again.
I won't fold.
Brazen.
Yeah, you can't stop me.
Brazen.
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal.
Are you Jeffrey Epstein?
What?
Are you Jeffrey Epstein?
No, I'm that guy who faked the hate crime.
Faked the hate crime?
Smollett.
Oh, did he say I'm not suicidal?
He was being a whack.
When?
So he was,
Jussie Smollett.
Just to give a quick backstory.
Okay.
A Chicago actor. He is LGBTQ.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he faked both a hate crime against race and homophobia.
Right.
But he had hired...
Was it Chicago?
Yeah. He staged it. Came out and everyone was in uproar. This can't happen. Comes out that he had hired the guys. I think they might have even ratted him out.
They got paid. And not just staged it, but like involved Chicago police who used money and manpower.
Yes. And
try to find the people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went to court and the court just came to a conclusion. Oh. The judge ripped him a new one. You should have heard it.
Really?
I'm like, I didn't know judges could just go off on their own.
Wow.
All justifiable stuff.
Okay.
Which is, this is such an insult to real hate crimes.
Yeah.
To real LGBTQ people who have been abused. People have been racially profiled. Like, how dare you, or what is it called? Fake a story of a very real problem.
Right.
And sentenced him. Really was just slap on the wrist. Like, I think it's like
I don't even
2 years
understand.
of probation.
This just happened? I mean, I thought that...
maybe I just saw it.
No, maybe it did. But I mean, I'm just... Okay, so anyway.
The final sentencing.
Okay, final sentencing.
So he got like 2 years of probation, but he has to spend 100 days in jail.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't fake stuff like that.
Yeah, they say that.
I think also, like I said, the way the judge was talking, it was this is socially unacceptable.
Okay.
And so it's like you need to do something because you can't let someone get away with this for the tainting of the. But he was being a wackadoo.
Yeah, but maybe he was just panicking.
No, because apparently I didn't watch the full trial, but apparently because even the judge said when you were on the stand, you were just it was just plagiarism.
So not plagiarism.
That's what he was calling it.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that when you write something?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I have to look this up because this looks interesting.
It looks more interesting than the Johnny Depp trial. Like, so apparently it was the entire trial of him being
just making up
full denial, Casey Anthony style. Well, I was, and it's like, well, people are literally.
So if he had shown remorse,
he showed no remorse,
and
it
he
was
learned,
he was taking it as more of an attack against him. He was still victimizing himself, and but then he stands up and he's like, "I am not suicidal."
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal.
And it's like, no one's going to come after you in prison. You are not Jeffrey Epstein.
So he literally was trying to say, if it ends up that Jussie killed himself, that's fake.
Yes, it's because the people behind the scenes are trying to shut what up? I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Poor guy.
I
know. It seemed a lot more mental than
the whole thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean, it's not a
oh my gosh
level-headed thing to do. But anyway, weather is fake, and I am not suicidal.
Okay.
It's National Mochi Day. Mochi.
I had
mochi
balls
last night, actually.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
You like it?
No.
Oh.
I just had a little piece. The person I went with likes it.
You didn't like it? There's not much to not like.
Well, that's why I hand me a mochi and I'll eat it.
Okay.
I will never order mochi.
You don't crave it.
No, and it's like I would even the ice cream's easier. Like I don't like the film. It's like almost like fondant. It's like what is it? Just holding what I really want, which is the ice cream.
Yeah, and it's rice paste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like chewy. I don't know.
Chewy rice paste.
You know, it's National Pickleball Day.
National Pickleball, which pickleball I feel is getting very, very, very popular.
Speaking of the park I work at, we have pickleball courts.
Yeah.
I think like in a local area, we do have like the nicest ones. It is so one of my bosses who doesn't work with me, works for like the Parks and Rec department, had to come and yell at the pickleball players because they have like a beginners group, and all of these diehard pickleballers are mean to them, and they're scared to sign up again.
No, you're kidding.
Like, I don't know, we get run off, we get yelled at.
You're kidding.
It is so intense.
Pickleball bullying?
And let me say, the age starts at 60.
Right,
Like,
right.
There's not a younger person than 60 playing pickleball, and you should see the amount of people. I don't know where they're all coming from.
Wow.
So it's so packed. Remember that little heat wave we had?
Yeah.
Nobody was in the park. The playground's empty. Don't bring your kids. No one's playing basketball. No one's walking the trail. Stay out of the heat. Pickleball full of senior citizens, and they're out there for hours. They take it so seriously.
Wow.
It's fascinating.
Well,
can't beat them, join them. So,
and it's a trend. Trends don't last. I mean, like tennis lasts, golf lasts, but isn't pickleball a trend?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
It's one of those things where, when you learn a new word and then you see it all the time.
True.
Like, I'm working at a park now with pickleball courts that have been there.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I think of it, my brother was a tennis pro, and I do remember him like playing pickleball with people back. Yeah. 20 years ago.
But I mean, besides the pickleball bullies, picking on you,
it's like tennis light, right?
Yeah, but it's not. Like I feel like tennis light makes it seem slow paced.
Well, is it shorter?
It's a small court, and so usually play 4 people, but you hit a wiffle ball with these paddles, and so the only thing that's slowed down is the running. In tennis,
okay,
you're running.
Right.
I always compare it as a hybrid between like tennis and badminton.
Okay.
Badminton where you can like hit really hard.
Right.
Only fly so far.
Right.
So that's what this is. It's like very fast paced. Sometimes it's not even touching the ground. But I think it's nice. Any sport that I feel like all ages can play is nice because
I agree.
You want people getting outside and you want to stay young. And, especially when you're getting more elderly or you're not in the best shape.
Right.
It's nice to see all these people getting to what other thing are they doing? The rich people play golf, just the men. What else? It's like this is men, women of ages that, from the looks of it, go up to 90. It's nice, but if you haven't played yet, go play. It's come to my park. But guys, it's not about mochi today. It's not about pickleball. It's not even about Julios Maliette. It's about Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
It is Dr. Seuss Friday. I paused there as if it was Walk Through Thursday and there would be an outro. Maybe I should make an intro.
Yeah.
Not today, but another day. Maybe by next Friday. It's Dr. Seuss Friday, guys. What we do is we read a Dr. Seuss book. We have a whole playlist you can check out, but you might think that, should I stop watching your interesting conversation about real world social issues and bring my children to watch it? No, keep your children away.
Still for the thinkers.
This is for the thinkers, guys. We are a big fan of Dr. Seuss here, a big fan of his books. And on the outside is wacky characters and very clever rhymes.
Right.
But within those books, there is very deep meanings. Sort of like, and what I was just thinking about just now as I was speaking? This is a good practice for the Bible. Right? We're a Christian podcast, and when you train, sometimes you jump rope before you get into a boxing ring. It's like, what does that have to do with it? It's like, you're working on your footwork.
Yeah.
With this, we're reading words that some of them are made up, they're confusing, but it's not about the words, it's about what they mean.
Right.
So in a way, we are jump roping in our everyday book reading ability, and then that can translate to the main fight against the Bible. We're not fighting the Bible, but speaking of, vote in our polls. Today is a big day. if you win, you win, right?
If I win, I win, and I'll have 7. I have 6. You have 5, and so you can either be bumped to 6 today. You're option 1, and we go tomorrow, or it's over today. All Genesis could be over today.
Everyone, hop on Instagram right now before we start Dr. Seuss and vote number 1. Thank you. So today we are reading out of the book of Sneetches and Other Stories. Still, we love these compilation books because we don't have to keep going to Barnes and Noble. Fast fashion. How about fast books?
True.
You know?
Well, Kindles, yeah.
Yeah, get a Kindle. So today we're reading about the name of the book is Too Many Daves. Daves.
Okay.
There's too many of them.
Okay.
Pick new names.
Okay.
I don't know what it's about. I'm excited. I see a kid on stilts. Ooh, are they playing perhaps pickleball?
Perhaps.
Did I ever tell you that Miss McCabe had 23 sons and she named them all Dave? Well, she did, and that wasn't a smart thing to do. You see, when she wants one and calls out, you who? Come into the house, Dave. She doesn't get one. All 23 Daves of hers come on the run. And this makes things quite difficult at the McCaves, as you can imagine with so many Daves. And often she wishes that when they were born, she had named one of them Bodkin Von Horn, and one of them Hoofus, and one of them Snim, and one of them Hotshot, and one Sunny Jim, and one of them Shadrach, and one of them Blinky, and one of them Stuffy, and one of them Stinky, another one Put-Put, another one Moonface, another one Marvin O'Gravel Balloonface, and one of them Ziggy, and one Soggy Muff, one Buffalo Bill, and one Biffalo Buff, and one of them Sneepy, and one Weepy Weed, and one Parish Garters, and one Harris Tweed, and one of them Sir Michael Carmichael Zut, and one of them Oliver Butt, and one of them Zanzibar Buck McFate, but she didn't do it, and now it's too late. No way.
Thank you for coming to our Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, man. And I was going to say, do you want to read another one? But this last book is actually a book we read already.
We read What Was I Scared Of?
What Was I Scared Of?
But that's okay. That's why it's in a compilation book. But interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if this is one of those. So Dr. Seuss, we learned, all of his books weren't published.
Right.
Some of them were just like written as like little magazine things.
Yeah.
Is this one of them?
Maybe.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have anything to say about it?
Sure. Is it well, it could be so many things, but since with our podcast we are Christian, remember how we say like so many Christians are different? Like, would it be more helpful for all of them to have different names? Or no?
I like where your head's at, because I was thinking a similar thing to that. Because something I got out of it is it was a lot of names to read off.
Yeah.
And she's calling them for dinner. And so is there a nice thing about dinner time, Dave, and they all come in as one unit?
Right.
So it's like, it kind of, you know what it kind of goes to? Is when we were talking about our brand podcast. And we were talking about a personal brand, but then there's also like the groupings of brand. Like right. I'm a Christian.
Right.
But there's that lack of individuality. So I think it's a pro and a con. Like, you can never individually say one, but when she needs all of her sons to come, it's a very quick and easy thing to say.
Right.
Huh.
And it is good practice, just practice, you said, to read Dr. Seuss to get in the practice before you read the Bible.
Yeah.
All those pages.
Actually, that was giving me
really
memories to the Book of Numbers.
It really is.
Reading off names.
When it's like this, his son was this person and he had these people, and it's a listing of names. When I first started reading it, not to do with spirituality, but it just reminded me of George Foreman, who did name, I think, a few of his sons George Foreman. Yeah.
No, okay. But, so I was saying the opposite. Like, oh, they all came, like it's a good thing. But it does say she only wanted one. And then you see how tired she is.
Right.
And so I would say, I would go back to both our brand podcasts, what we talked about, and Christianity and the idea of an individual brand. Mm-hmm. Because when you do group yourself so much, it does all comes with one. Like, if I stand here and say I'm Christian,
right,
and then I do or say something that me and all the other Daves don't agree, it's like, how are you going to say you're Christian?
Oh, you want the differentiation that
it's like,
yeah.
And
I'm part of the Daves, but my name is Moonface.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you'll always be I mean, it's kind of coincidental. It's like a child, and so it's like, you're a follower. You're a son of, you're a child of God,
okay.
And it's like,
but you want your own name in the world.
You want your own name, and it's not always we're all the same, because we're not. All of those children are different.
Right.
There doesn't make them not children of them, but you can't treat them as the same. And I think when we navigate through life, we always find ourselves grouping ourselves with other people, or being grouped.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is then you always have to caveat everything.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I don't believe in this.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I think that these people should do this.
Right.
I'm an American, but and so that part of the grouping is nice in some ways, but in a lot of ways you lose that distinguishing factor that
right.
you can be a son of Miss Magoo,
right,
and have your individuality. That doesn't make you not their child anymore.
Yeah,
because I think there's a lot of people who like that. Like I just want to blend in with the Daves.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. When you do that, you can blend in with the Daves, but that means that you can hide behind, you can hide some of your mess behind which Dave did it.
Yeah.
Because you might think, oh, well, I won't get the accolades if I did something well, but you also won't get in trouble. So it's a form of responsibility to actually be identified individually.
Yeah. You know what I just thought of, and maybe it'll be one of our closing points.
Okay.
I just thought of something nice, because in the brand podcast, we said, I'm a Christian, but I'm Spencer.
Right.
And it was like, so I do things a little differently, or anything. What I like about this book is, and I think this is more how we should walk around as Christian. Mm-hmm. They're all the children, so their last name are all the same. Me and my siblings' last name's all the same.
Right.
Let your first name be different, and it be the last name, the family name that is Christian.
Okay.
And so she'll never say Mr. whatever, like Mr. Davidson, and then they all come. It's,
right.
Let your first and foremost, we always say that. We say it with Mr. Rogers. We say it how you should live your life, is let somebody see you and say, oh, this person's, I'm going to use a different example here. Like, oh, like they're walking with stature. They tip me very well and stuff. And then someone else say, that's Mr. Wanamaker.
Right.
Like, that's Spencer Wanamaker.
Right.
And it's like, they're a Wanamaker? I had no idea. Let it like that be with Christian.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person was so nice. That's Mr. Christian.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he just introduced himself as Spencer. I don't know. Like, let the last name. And when with this Dave's, when it's a first name, it's, you get grouped in. All 23, no identity.
Right.
All those Daves have first names, and they go out and they're all good kids.
Yeah.
And it's like,
more
oh, well, they're all Davidsons.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, their mom must treat them.
Yeah, because
right.
it's not enough to just ride on the reputation of something you belong to. You each have to be accountable.
Let people find out that Christian is your last name when your first name's doing all the good deeds. How about that? Got a little something out of that 2-page thing. Good job. All right, guys, we will be back next week. Go have a blessed weekend. Play some pickleball. If people try to scare you, just push them over. They probably have a bad hip. Peace. Croak, croak, croak.